Would you bow your heads with me? Almighty God, dear Heavenly Father, Lord, as we bow our heads and we lift our voices up to you this evening, O Lord, we want to thank you for this day that you have blessed us with, O God. Father, we thank you for the sunshine that came, for the day that we had, Lord, and Father, for the privilege and honor to gather here together tonight, O Lord. Father, we come from different areas, different fields, different backgrounds, but Lord, we are all created by your mighty hand in the image of God. Father, you have blessed us beyond words, and we thank you and praise you so much for those blessings. Father, we pray the blessings upon everybody here with us tonight, O Lord. Father, just watch over us as we eat and fellowship and celebrate tonight, dear God, for the award winners, for the PLI graduates, for the businesses and organizations that are represented here tonight, Father. Father, we pray that you give us traveling mercies, O God, as we depart from here this evening and we go to our homes. Father, we thank you for the food that you have blessed us with, and we pray for the nourishing strength of our bodies, O God, and our bodies to be used for the upbuilding of your kingdom. Bless the hands that prepared it, Father. Lord, go with us and guide us. Be with us in all that we do, O Lord. And Lord, never let us cease you to give you the praise, the honor, and the glory in all things. For it's in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, we pray. Amen.
Let's go ahead and enjoy yourselves, and we'll be right back. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome again. I'm Jordan Gibson, President and CEO of the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. It's my privilege to welcome you all here tonight. Thank you for being here. So I'm excited to have you here with us tonight because we do have a lot of outstanding, talented individuals that we're going to recognize, individuals and businesses and organizations that have done a lot for our communities, made huge investments, and had some great achievements. So tonight is an opportunity to recognize them. It's also an opportunity for us to network and celebrate with one another. So again, we've got almost over 400 folks here tonight, chamber members, individuals, more than 45 different businesses and organizations, members of the chamber represented. So thank you all for being here. And we are continually trying to tweak this event because we do want to be mindful of the time. We don't want it to be a long event, but we also want to give you plenty of time to network with one another, an opportunity to move around and meet and mingle. So hopefully you've all found the buffet lines already. The important thing is in the back, the dessert, so don't miss that table. We also have the drink stands and the bars. We're going to be up here talking a lot tonight. We don't want you to be too focused on what we're doing. We want you to be able to move around and network as you feel you need to. If you want to sit there and have a good time and watch the videos and listen to the speakers, that's perfect. But also if you want to be around networking and mingling, that's okay too. We do want to say thank you for everyone who's here tonight. And we do have some gift cards that we're going to give away at the end as a thank you for staying. We've got over $300 in gift cards that we're going to give away. So hopefully you all have your name tag with a raffle ticket inside. You want to keep that and hold on to it because we're going to do some drawings. So with all the housekeeping things out of the way, first off, I want to start off by recognizing our sponsors and saying thank you to all of our top sponsors. It's my honor and privilege to have support from so many wonderful organizations who are committed to the Chamber's mission of a thriving region, and to see their investment in the region just is a testament that they're willing to help make that investment to see our vision fulfilled. And so foremost, we have Pikeville Medical Center with us tonight. So I want to thank them for their support of the Chamber. They've been one of our top supporters for more than 20 years and one of our biggest investors. And they're a foremost organization in the region, playing a critical role in healthcare. They're a leading employer, and they're also an outstanding community partner. So thank you to CEO Donovan Blackburn, board member and COO, Chief Operating Officer, Kansas Justice. Unfortunately, they're both out of town today on different business trips, but we do have Assistant CEO and Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Aaron Crum, with us tonight to give a message from PMC.
Thanks, Jordan. I'm almost tall enough for the microphone tonight. That's good. Well, welcome. Welcome to the annual awards dinner. And Pikeville Medical Center is very proud to be a part of this and to help recognize those organizations and individuals that are here that really help drive the success of this region. I want to tell you just briefly how it impacts me daily, but our organization, and that is that we have a unique ability to do great things in this region. And recently we've had some really big negotiations at our hospital and some really big implementations. We put in Epic, which is the biggest EMR vendor. We're doing some negotiations with the biggest radiology vendor. And the thing that we're able to do that other places can't, and people don't believe us, is that we're able to say, there is no limitations on our end of this negotiation. So when they set out time frames for us or they tell us how they think things should go, we always push those up. And one of the reasons that we're able to push those things up is because of all the people that are in this room tonight. Our connections and the way that we do business is a little bit different, and I think it's a little bit better than a lot of the competitors that we have. And what I mean by that is, and recently we've had a couple of these things, and Appalachian Wireless that's here probably knows, if we need a circuit, it's not a 6-week wait. We have somebody to call. The same thing with the banks in town, the same thing with the university, the same thing with the hospitals of the region. We help each other, and we're all committed to progress and growth of our region. And I think we really see that happening. So as far as the hospital goes, I'll tell you, Donovan's not here tonight, and I know you guys are usually used to hearing about occupational taxes and economic forecasts and those types of things, but you get the clinical guy tonight. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about healthcare and the clinical side at Pikeville Medical Center. And so, as you probably know, because we shouted at the rooftops, we provide essentially all adult care, if you exclude transplant and burn, that can be provided. And we think we provide it very well. We think we're as good as anybody in most things, and we think we have several service lines where we really don't have an equal. And, we're super proud of that. But, as you start progressing past that, you say, where do you go? And, to the credit of our board of directors and our CEO, Donovan Blackburn, several years ago, we said our place to grow is probably in pediatrics. And when we looked at pediatrics, we said that's kind of our number one outbound product. That's our most transfers out that we have at our hospital and also in the region. Now, we provide excellent pediatric care in the region, and we always have. There's a network of private practice pediatricians that have always done an incredible job, and we think our pediatricians do too. But inpatient and specialty care has been something that's been difficult to do. One of the reasons it's difficult to do is there's not a financial incentive to do it, and our catchment area is small. So it doesn't necessarily make a lot of economic sense, but it certainly makes a lot of sense for our region. So I wanted to mention tonight a couple of things that we've done over the past several years at the hospital that we're very proud of. And one of those is with commitment from the board of directors and with generous contributions from the Mettu family, we've been able to open the Mettu Children's Hospital. And the Mettu Children's Hospital is a 10-bed ICU and acute care hospital where we're able to provide hospitalist care. And what that means is we have doctors that specifically take care of the inpatient population at our hospital. And then fronted in that is an outpatient clinic, which we do telemedicine and on-site visits for specialty care in pediatrics. And we do that with the help of the University of Kentucky, where we do pediatric cardiology, endocrinology, pulmonology, and many other specialties. So super proud of that. That's one of the great things. Those things you can't pull off without the help of people like those that are in the audience tonight. The second thing that I know you've heard us talk about, and we're going to keep talking about it, is that in pediatric care, we've advanced autism care. And everyone, I think, probably knows there's a very heartwarming story around that. But on the clinical side, we've now become the nation's single largest ABA therapy center for autism, and we continue to grow. The problem is the demand is high, and it's very difficult to keep up, but we're certainly striving to do that. Excuse me. So, I appreciate you guys being here. Pikeville Medical Center has been a chamber member for over 30 years. We're very proud to support this group of people, and we value our partnerships with those people that are in this room. Our motto, I think, goes very well with tonight's event, and that is Together We Rise. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Crum. So now let me recognize a few more of our top sponsors. Please hold your applause to the end. We have our 6 platinum sponsors tonight with Appalachian Regional Healthcare, Appalachian Wireless, Community Trust Bank, Mountaintop Media, the University of Pikeville, and also Walters Auto Group. Thank you. We also have our 7 gold sponsors with Above and Beyond Just For You, Appalachian Wireless Arena, Baird & Baird Attorneys at Law, Gearheart Fiber, Kentucky Power, Lynette Schindler CPA, and WIMT. Thank you to all of you. Now it's my honor to introduce this year's board chair, Mr. Casey LaQuire. Casey's a lifelong Eastern Kentucky resident, and I'm confident many of you in this room probably already know him. He currently serves as the Senior Vice President for People's Insurance Agency. And he's also a dedicated father, spends a lot of time with his children. So you've probably seen him at Mountain Art Center with his 2 daughters. He joined the board with us here in 2020, and I got to know him first in 2014. The 2 of us were together in the inaugural class of Patent Leadership Institute, and so I've enjoyed getting to know him over the years. He also helped me out a lot a few years ago, helping to revitalize our golf tournament so that we can raise even more dollars for the education grants that we award. So thank you, Casey. Welcome to the board.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you all again for being here. It is my great honor to serve as the chairman of this board for the upcoming year. But just for a moment, who enjoyed the piano during the reception outside? Did anybody enjoy that? I'd like to ask this young man, Alex Markham, if you wouldn't mind to stand up. For any of you guys having get-togethers, parties, this is one of the most talented young musicians in our region. We're really proud of him. So Alex, thank you for being here with us this evening. As I mentioned, it is my great honor to continue to serve this chamber in this capacity as chairman for the upcoming year. I look forward to working with Jordan, Tiffany, Katie, Jamie, and the entire team who do an amazing job running our chamber and making things run smooth on a day-to-day basis. They're amazing. Thank you guys for what you do. The Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce is an established organization providing great resources, events, and programs. We trust that you will continue to utilize those resources and take part in as many things possible. Tonight is a celebration. We celebrate our award winners, we celebrate the success of our chamber, and most of all, we celebrate the success of our region. Most of all, tonight is just about all of us being here together. As Jordan discussed, we don't want that just to be another event. We want you, if you want more food, feel free. If you want another drink, feel free. If you see someone you haven't seen in a while, please go say hello. We want this to be an opportunity for you to connect or reconnect with your folks. It's important that we all work together to utilize this chamber and its resources to build a better tomorrow for our communities and for our region. It's the chamber's hope that you're a member because you see value in what we do as an organization. Doesn't matter if you join the chamber to receive a discount on your company's health insurance, office supplies, the benefits of the many networking opportunities provided, or because maybe Jordan or someone on the team just came and seen you so many times that you just finally said yes, and we get that too. If you're an organization needing assistance, reach out to the chamber. If you're planning an event, reach out to the chamber. This group will think outside the box and look for opportunities to make your organization better and to assist you in what you may need for the future. We want to partner and be a supporter to help push our region forward, make it a better place for our businesses, for young entrepreneurs, nonprofits, and other organizations. As a partner, I go off the script occasionally, but let me ask, if you have ever served as a board member and ambassador on a committee for this Chamber of Commerce, would you mind to stand for me this evening? Wow, all three are here tonight. Let's give this group a big round of applause. It's this group of people, their time, their effort, their expertise that has brought this chamber where it is today and that will continue to push it forward into the future. So thank you all for what you do. I just want to close with saying that I talk with my team often, and what I say to them is this, is it's not about you and it's not about me, it's about us. And when us shows up, great things happen in our communities, in our region, and we're all in this together. So thank you so much for allowing me to serve in this capacity, and I look forward alongside the rest of the board in serving in the upcoming year. So thank you very much. And as a side note, for our award winners, our patent leadership graduates, if you'd make your way to which side of the stage? This side of the stage at this time, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
When it's your turn. So follow along in the agenda with us. As you see, it's your turn for your award. If you'll come on up to the side of the stage, that would help us out tremendously. So the first award I want to give tonight is a very special award. This award is only presented on rare occasions to someone who exhibits the qualities of a servant leader, someone who has invested time and support into the chamber and helped the organization grow to new heights. It's an honor that's only presented a few times over the years, most recently 10 years ago in 2013. So this year's honor for distinguished service, I hope is still a surprise, because it's intended to honor her nearly 23 years of service to the chamber. She started in January 2001 and retired in July of 2023. She's worked in various roles from programs, events, and accounting, and most recently she retired as the Hillbilly Queen, in charge of all things Hillbilly Days. So the award for distinguished service to the chamber goes to my recently retired good friend, Pam Mullins.
Thank you again, Pam. Next, we're going to give out our award for Citizen of the Year. The honor of Citizen of the Year is given to a person who has consistently demonstrated excellence in professional and community leadership and has given freely of their time and energy for the betterment of the community, contributing to positive growth and stability for the area. As a veteran photographer who has dedicated nearly 50 years to capturing moments at local, regional, and state levels, whether it's music, sports, or community events, everyone knows his work, and countless parents, including myself, are thankful for his complimentary service. His photographs grace the region, and his presence at events is eagerly anticipated. Both are a testament to his unwavering passion for photography and the remarkable commitment to our community. This year's award for Citizen of the Year goes to the man behind the camera, Dusty Layne.
My name's Dusty Layne. I'm a freelance photographer based in Eastern Kentucky. I've been a photographer for almost 50 years now. I cover a lot of events. I work for Pikeville City Tourism. That allows me to open a lot of doors and shoot a lot of events, a lot of activities. I shot for a couple magazines for University of Kentucky. When we won the national championship in 2012, that was a bucket list thing. I drove 18,604 miles that year. A lot of ball games. I was lucky enough to capture all of Anthony Davis's block shots. When he broke Shaquille O'Neal's, we were in South Carolina. It was a great thing, but my heart is not at Lexington. My heart's in Eastern Kentucky, covering the high schools of my area. I love capturing the action for the children here so that they will have it to remember. And the reason I do most of this is twofold. I love seeing their reaction. They come back and tell me. But in 1977, we had a flood. I lost all of my pictures from when I was in high school. Lost all my memorabilia. Everything was gone. So years passed, and I started thinking, well, I have the capability and hopefully the talent to do this. So why don't I go start covering the ball games for the kids at school, and so maybe they don't lose it. We don't have a flood that takes theirs away from them. And that way it's free of charge. I never charge. I put it on social media, take it to Walmart or wherever and print a 5x7, and it doesn't cost them a thing. Hopefully the mark that I leave on Eastern Kentucky, it will show the love I have for it and I have for its people, and will preserve history so that generations to come can look at it and know how we lived during this time. I'm truly, truly very thankful for this award. And I know there's a lot of other people out there that's more deserving than I. But it is a touch overwhelming for me. I've never received anything like this. But I really, really appreciate it. There's lots of other photographers out there that do the same thing I do. And thank them for doing this every day. Hopefully we can preserve the history of our community. Thank you for selecting me as Citizen of the Year. It's very much appreciated.
I do have to say it is kind of ironic that we're up here taking pictures and he's telling them what to do, which button to push. So thank you, Dusty. Sorry, I'm still up. Next, we're going to talk about our Patent Leadership Group. In 2015, the Chamber recognized the visionary leadership of Governor Paul and Judy Patton and honored them for their unwavering commitment to the development of future leaders in Eastern Kentucky. The Chamber's Regional Leadership Development Program was rebranded as Patent Leadership Institute, and since that time, the program has grown to become one of the region's premier leadership development programs. PLI connects participants to the region's organizations, leaders, and elected officials. It educates them on the assets and resources in each community within the Chamber's 8-county service area. Over the years, more than 170 individuals have graduated from the program as better educated, better engaged leaders and citizens. Many, including myself, have used PLI as a great opportunity to grow and advance their careers. From the beginning, Patent Leadership Institute has been presented by Food City, with additional support provided this past year by Appalachian Wireless, Fast Change Lube and Oil, Kentucky Power, and the University of Pikeville. Each year, there is at least one personality that stands out from the rest for a variety of reasons. This year, we had a few, and one of them has volunteered to make a few comments about the program and her experiences on behalf of the class. Rebecca Diamond is a member of this year's class, originally representing the Chamber, having worked with this organization for more than a year as an intern and then as a staff member, but now is working for Toyota, having just completed an elite internship with Panasonic. She always had questions for the speakers and kept the sessions engaging and allowed her life experience to help others grow. Let's give a warm welcome to the podium to Miss Rebecca Diamond.
I stand before you today deeply honored and profoundly inspired to share a remarkable experience with you all and give this speech tonight. The thoughts that I plan to share with you are about my experience with the Patent Leadership Institute, an initiative born out of the visionary leadership of Governor Paul and Judy Patton. My participation in PLI has not only transformed my perspective on leadership, but has also ignited a passion within me to make a difference in our communities of Eastern Kentucky. As I reflect upon my time in Patent Leadership Institute, I'm reminded of the impact it has had on my personal and professional development. The program's emphasis on focusing on oneself while simultaneously getting to visit and learn about the various locations in Eastern Kentucky has been amazing. It has been a journey that encouraged me to look within myself, to evaluate, and to identify the qualities that make me unique as a leader. But has also encouraged our group as a whole to look outward, to recognize the untapped potential and incredible assets within our communities. One of the most inspiring aspects of this program has been the opportunity to connect with individuals who, like me, are deeply passionate about Eastern Kentucky. Through the Patent Leadership Institute, we have built a close-knit community of leaders who share a common goal: to uplift our region. These are individuals who may not hold traditional leadership titles, but who consistently work towards fostering positive change. The sense of camaraderie and true fun that has emerged from our meetings is proof of the power of collaboration and the collective action. The heart of PLI lies in what we learned. Majority of our sessions were geared towards learning about critical challenges faced through Eastern Kentucky. Topics range from education and economic development to healthcare, energy, tourism, and government. Learning of all these factors help us gain a deeper understanding of the complex issues across our region. It equips us with the knowledge and tools necessary to drive meaningful change. Yet what truly sets PLI apart is the unwavering dedication to nurturing leadership skills. Each session tackles leadership where we learn not only from established leaders, but from one another. We are encouraged to explore new solutions, to think outside the box, and to challenge what we think we know. It is an environment that fosters creativity, resilience, and adaptability, qualities that are essential for effective leadership today. But the true magic of PLI lies in the connections we gain with business and community leaders. These interactions are much more than networking. They are opportunities for mentorship, guidance, and inspiration. They have instilled in us a deep sense of responsibility to give back to our communities and pay forward the knowledge and guidance we received. I'm going to take a minute and share a specific moment from my time in PLI that has left me inspired. During one of our sessions, we visited a school in Johnson County known as ECAMI, the Eastern Kentucky Advanced Manufacturing Institute. The owner and founder, a tenacious and thoughtful lady named Kathy, shared her story with us. After the coal mines started shutting down, Kathy realized that many people were leaving the area due to lack of jobs and overall job market. She recognized that people who had previously worked in the mines had skills that could be translated to another trade if they could just be taught. With no background in manufacturing, Kathy set out to create an institute that has ended up serving people all over our region. Her determination and unwavering belief in the potential of our region was truly inspiring. It is a testament to the spirit of Eastern Kentucky, a spirit that refuses to be defeated by adversity and obstacles. After speaking with her, I realized not only the power of our community, but the thoughtfulness behind her leadership. It reinforced my idea that change is not only possible, but certain when driven by a passionate, dedicated, and a caring leader like Kathy. In conclusion, the Patton Leadership Institute has been an amazing journey that has left me feeling inspired, empowered, and deeply committed to the betterment of Eastern Kentucky. It has reminded me that leadership is not defined by titles, but by the positive impact we make on our communities. I am eternally grateful to Governor Paul and Judy Patton for their visionary leadership, to my fellow participants, and to the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce for sharing their knowledge. As we continue this journey together, let us embrace the philosophy of PLI, to focus on personal and professional development, to celebrate the assets of Eastern Kentucky, to strengthen our leadership, and to engage with one another and our community leaders. Together, we can be a catalyst for change, the champions of progress, and the architects of a brighter future for our region. Thank you, and may our shared commitment to Eastern Kentucky continue to inspire us all.
So, a few of you have stood on a stage like this and realized how hard it is to speak in public in front of 400 people. When Rebecca first came to the chamber, she was just an intern and helping out. And one of the first things she asked me is if she would ever have an opportunity to practice her public speaking skills. So tonight was that night. Thank you.
Our graduates this year represent many businesses and organizations within our region, and I'm going to list these really quick. So if you're here representing one of these organizations, make some noise so we can spice it up in here a little bit this evening. Ashland Community and Technical College, Appalachian Wireless, Big Sandy Community and Technical College, Community Trust Bank, Double Quick, Fast Change Lube and Oil, Kentucky Power, People's Bank, Pikeville City Tourism, Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, Truist, and the University of Pikeville. Now it is my privilege to recognize the Patton Leadership graduating class of 2023. Tiffany Coleman. Gerald Combs. Rebecca Diamond. Lakin Fannin. BJ Fuller. Kevin Harrison. Jessica Gerald. Chandra Masner. Gordon Maynard. Lauren McCourt. Lisa Murphy. Katrina Ruggless. Corey Stump. Aaron Tackett. And last but not least, Heather Wilder. Let's give one big round of applause for this great group of our 2023 class. So they're going to take some extra pictures here, but while they do, let me just say this to anyone in the room. Whether it's you or someone within your organization, this program is phenomenal. I've been through this program, and a lot of you folks in the room have been through this program as well. If you don't believe it or you'd like to see it in action, please reach out to Jordan or the chamber staff, and they would be honored to let you come sit in on a session to enhance that in your mind a little bit. But great program, and I would encourage everyone to take advantage.
Thank you. This year we have 2 awards to give out for an outstanding contribution by an organization. This is an award that's given to a business or an organization who makes a difference in the lives of Southeast Kentuckians. For the first award, in 2022, they served a staggering 53,000 patients through 12 clinics in Letcher, Pike, and Knott counties, including 11 school-based clinics. Their service ranges from family medicine to pediatrics to OBGYN and behavioral health. They've been a catalyst for innovation, launching programs like pharmacy to support families with fresh produce and bolster local farmers markets. They created Kane Kitchen, a space for farmers to make value-added products and foster community connections, and to spearheading HEAL, a collaborative initiative to combat addiction. For their commitment to improving health, wellness, economic opportunities, as well as recovery, tonight's first of 2 awards for outstanding contribution by an organization goes to Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation.
I'm Mike Caudle. I'm CEO of Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation out of Whitesburg, Kentucky. There's a lot of different things that's been very rewarding and gratifying. The people I work with, the people we serve, is always been wonderful. One of the most gratifying things deals several years ago. We started a neonatal absence syndrome program, and over the last several years, we run over 90%, about 93% of the people that go through the program are able to have their babies and they're not addicted. And about 90% of those are able to go home with their parents with no medication. And that's really gratifying because that has given children who may not have had a chance now they have an opportunity in front of them to be able to live a normal life without the curse of addiction. It is my personal goal to help people to live the longest that they can live and have the most enjoyment in that lifespan while they can have it. You know, if we can help people through pulmonary rehab to be able to breathe better that can't breathe, if we can help people treat their diabetes where they're not ending up with amputations and cutting their life short, if we can help people with any of the services we do, OB, dental, optometry, then we can make a difference, and that's what we're striving to do. We believe in community building. We're not just there and gone the next day. We want to be part of that community. And one of the things we've done here in this county is we started a program called Community Agricultural Nutritional Enterprises, or CANE. And CANE is a certified licensed commercial kitchen. It helps people by giving them a forum where they can meet and have different things. They've had everything from wakes to newborn birthday parties in the same day. And it also gives us a place where we can have healthy cooking classes, and for people like our diabetics, how they can learn to do it or to can or preserve their food. We work with businesses. We undertake projects. We support our school systems. Like I said, we want to build communities, and we want to be a part of it. We can build the buildings and buy the equipment and hire the doctors, but when it comes right down to it, it's the people that work for us. We all want to make sure that we treat every member as if they are a member of your family. And to be quite honest, with over 500 employees this time, they probably are a member of the family. We'll make sure it's a good experience for them. Thank you for recognizing Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation and our outstanding contribution to the community.
For their profound and lasting impact on child care in our region, they are a vital resource, providing essential autism services, providing behavioral therapies, and boosting access to care, eliminating treatment challenges that have forced families to move out of our region, simultaneously establishing the region's first children's hospital and setting a remarkable standard in pediatric care by removing geographical barriers and offering cost-effective health care. Both centers exemplifying unwavering dedication to the well-being of our community, the children, and the future of our region. Tonight's second award for outstanding contribution by an organization goes to Pikeville Medical Center for their Appalachian Valley Autism Center and the Mettu Children's Hospital.
I'm Donovan Blackburn, President and CEO for Pikeville Medical Center. As a Christian organization and as a hospital and place of healing, that we have an obligation to make investments for our very youngest, those not only newly coming into the world, because we have a great OB facility, but to make investments so that as a child grows, that they would have access to care through all walks of life. To actually have a children's hospital here with physicians that specialize in pediatric care was extremely important as well. So when you walk into our children's hospital, it's full of colors, it's full of life. It has, again, absolutely some of the best pediatric physicians that you'll ever meet. Even on top of that, I will say important is that the name that's associated with it, which is the Mettu name. Again, somebody their name has been synonymous with pediatric care for 30 years in the community with Dr. Jody Mettu and RV Mettu, who made investments because they believe in what we were doing also. You know, the most rewarding experience for me also is having the opportunity to serve the people here. You know, over the last couple of years, specifically during COVID, our employees were labeled as healthcare heroes, and that's what they are. Being able to lead them not from the front, but from the back, to give them the support that they need to provide the services that this region needs, and being a regional provider, making investments in the best physicians, the best equipment, and then having the absolute best staff. It really makes people like me look good. But I'm really the guy behind the scenes. It's the ones on the front line every single day, that are making a difference when people are at their worst, when they're at their sickest, to make sure that every single patient is treated just like family. You know what I want the community to know about the Ava Center is, first of all, this is personal to me because it's part of my heart. 3 weeks after I started the hospital, my granddaughter was born. At that time, we knew that she had some issues shortly after with her stomach, so she was diagnosed with sensory disorder. And so many kids with sensory disorder are also on the spectrum. So you're waiting at 2 years before you can get a diagnosis. And without that diagnosis, you can't enter into treatment because the insurance won't pay for it. So we had to change that. And it was through this experience and my own personal experience of knowing what my own granddaughter was going through that I realized so many families had to be going through the same thing. So I came back to my board and I said, this is what I want to do. And my board said, absolutely, 100%, let's move forward. So now we're in a 28,000 square foot facility. It's the single largest ABA center in the nation. We've opened our second facility in Prestonsburg. I'm very blessed to have a group that understands what our mission is and are willing to allow us to make the investments to make places like the Ava Center a reality. Thank you for selecting Pikeville Medical Center for the outstanding contribution to healthcare.
Now I'd like to introduce the rest of the leadership that sets and guides the direction for the chamber. These individuals provide their expertise, their time, and resources to the support of the chamber and our mission. We will serve as your board of directors for the coming year. And just an FYI for our board members, we will take a quick photo over here at the end of the event tonight. So just an FYI. I do want to ask each of our board members, when I call your name, please stand and remain standing. And I would ask the audience to hold your applause till the end. James Ayers, First State Bank. Chris Bates, Mountain Comprehensive Care. Linda Bevins, Kentucky Power. Megan Blanton, LabCorp. Jamie Brown, Stockton Mortgage. Laura Dameron, University of Pikeville. Kevin Davis, Oil Changers. Tim Hatfield, Addiction Recovery Care. Earl Justice, Hutch Auto Group. Kansas Justice, Pikeville Medical Center. Whitney Justice, Double Quick. Justin Prater, Ken's Towing and Services. Rocco Massey, Appalachian Regional Healthcare. Karen Roberts Prater, Eastern Telephone and Technologies. Dr. Preeti Sahasi, Signature Smiles. Robin Simpson Smith, Attorney at Law. Mike Spears, CPA. Chadi Thompson, Gearheart Communications. Shad Walters, Citizens Bank of Kentucky. Joyce Wilcox, Big Sandy Community and Technical College. John Willoughby, East Kentucky Network. I'd also like to ask our ex officio board members to stand. Kathy Allen King, Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky, who is our immediate past chair. Lynette Schindler, CPA and Treasurer of the Chamber. Colby Kirk, President, One East Kentucky. And Dr. Burton Webb, President, University of Pikeville. Let's give all this group a big round of applause.
Okay, so let me take a couple of moments to review some official chamber business and give you an update for some of the things we've done over the last 12 months. First, I want to start by recognizing our chamber staff. We have a team of 4 individuals, including myself, Tiffany Coleman, Katie Belt, and Jamie Van Hoos. Hopefully you all know Tiffany by now. She joined us early last year. But Katie and Jamie are brand new, less than 2 weeks on the job. They started last Monday. So as you get to know them and see them around tonight, please introduce yourself, say hello. Katie's a transplant from Louisville, so we're happy to have her here in Eastern Kentucky, and Jamie is from Floyd County, so thank you. So as you know, the mission of the Chamber is to serve the businesses of Southeastern Kentucky through a commitment to networking, advocacy, education, and collaboration. And each of those 4 pillars are our areas of focus, and they direct our scope of work to provide value to our members. So let's talk about some of the benefits and value that we provide. Raise your hand if you've participated in any of these benefits over the last year. Healthcare coverage through Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, discount workers' compensation through ClearPath Mutual, digital marketing services through Constant Contact, one-on-one social media training with me or my staff, or even professional office space and meeting space in our office. We have more than 55 members currently saving hundreds of thousands of dollars through their health insurance premiums through 2 different Anthem insurance plans. So there's tons of ways that you as a member can save money and tons of benefits for you to take advantage of. One of the next things we have, how many of you knew that last year we launched East Kentucky's first co-working space? It's been a slow, quiet work in progress. It initially started with Eastern Telephone and Pikeville Medical Center helping us provide internet service and office and desks in our office so that people who work remotely can have a professional place to work. But now with partnership with Gearheart Fiber, we're able to provide fiber reliability and gig speeds to individuals who like to work remotely but occasionally need a second desk to land. So far we've helped local remote workers. We've helped folks from Eastern Kentucky currently living abroad. One example is from DC, who was home for a few months to help take care of family but needed a place to land. We currently have someone working pretty frequently who works for a global corporation as a senior level executive, working remotely with his family now here in Eastern Kentucky because we all know it's a great place to live. And as we expand broadband and fiber connectivity, we're going to see more folks return to Eastern Kentucky. So over the last 12 months, we've hosted 17 different membership meetings and networking events. We've had speakers such as statewide officials. We've organized educational webinars so that members can know about the opportunities and the resources that are available to them and how to take advantage of them to be successful. We've hosted 21 ribbon cuttings and grand openings. So on average, that's a new grand opening every 2 weeks. And so we think that's pretty exciting for Eastern Kentucky. We're also involved with networking and membership, or in addition to our networking membership opportunities, we're also involved in statewide advocacy on your behalf. Things like access to affordable health care and child care. We're also involved in securing final funding for the Mountain Parkway and US 460. So for the first time in Kentucky, we have the Kentucky Employee Child Care Assistance Program. It's the first of its kind anywhere in the country, and it's designed to help working families afford child care for their little ones. And finally, we have access and can see the end of the construction zone of the Mountain Parkway, and soon you'll be able to get to the Breaks Interstate Park much easier. We alluded to some of our grant opportunities earlier in the program, so be on the lookout and let your educator friends know that our education and our Excellence in Education mini grants will soon be available. So those are available to any public school in the Chamber's 8-county region. So those are upwards of $1,250, and this year we awarded more than $8,000 to 4 schools. Those are for educational enhancements to things that the school wouldn't be able to afford otherwise, or for a new program that they want to use to enhance education in Eastern Kentucky. So Burdine Elementary, Jenkins Middle High School, Knott County Schools, and Paintsville High School all receive funding this year. And earlier this spring, we hosted 24 Eastern Kentucky counties for the Kentucky Regional Competition of the National Civics Bee. And just 1 month ago, our 2 top contenders took home first and second place at the state level also. So Javen Dotson's with us tonight. He's a 7th grader from Belfry, currently attending Pikeville Independent, and he won the state finals of the Kentucky National Civics Bee. So the students from Eastern Kentucky took home the first 2 spots, first and second place. So you can be proud knowing that we have terrific education here, and we were very well represented at the state level. And we've already been selected to host that competition again this year. So if you have a 6th, 7th, or 8th grade student, be on the lookout for more information. And finally, we want to talk about collaboration. So here at the Chamber, we do host Hillbilly Days, and there's nothing more collaborative than that. So this year we had a near record 275 vendors out on the streets And so we are very happy to welcome hillbillies, Shriners, festival goers from all over the nation here to Eastern Kentucky. It's the largest festival in Eastern Kentucky. It's the single largest hotel booking event in Eastern Kentucky, and it's the second largest festival in the state. And we couldn't do it without the work and cooperation and collaboration of the City of Pikeville, our local shrine clubs, Pike County Fiscal Court, Pike County Tourism Office, UMG, and of course many, many volunteers. And so together we were able to donate another $75,000. So that brings a total of almost $3.5 million that we've donated to the Children's Hospital in Lexington. And by fulfilling our mission of fostering networking, advocacy, education, and collaboration, we welcomed 45 new members to the Chamber over the last 12 months. 45 local businesses who are investing in Eastern Kentucky, and we're happy to have them here. We're happy to have them as a part of the Chamber. So thank you again.
The award for Small Business of the Year honors a business with 20 or fewer employees that have demonstrated a strong community presence and noteworthy operational success, setting an example of local entrepreneurship. For embodying entrepreneurial excellence at age 27, he has established 2 thriving locations in Pikeville and Prestonsburg, positively impacting not only the local economy with employment and retail opportunities, but also with cutting-edge eye care. Beyond the public, he also serves 7 prisons, ensuring quality eye care for incarcerated individuals. A commitment to advancing eye care is evident through the investment in state-of-the-art technology and innovative eyewear offerings. Driven by a lifelong aspiration to make a difference in Appalachia, he will leave a lasting impact on Eastern Kentucky. The award for Small Business of the Year goes to Altman Eye Center and Dr. Turner Altman.
My name is Turner Altman, and I'm the owner and optometrist of Altman Eye Center. Our goal is to provide world-class eye care to every patient that walks in the door. We've invested heavily in technology and equipment so that when people come in, they experience a quick, efficient exam that is able to diagnose and treat any disease or issues they have very quickly and effectively, and also create an experience that's unique to nothing they've had before. Something we like to say is come to Altman Eye Center and experience modern eye care. That's a goal that we've had from the very beginning, is being technology driven with an emphasis on being modern and being cutting edge. We provide really the best the world has to offer in lenses to create really high quality, sharp vision for all of our patients. We also have really nice frames. You can go all over the world and see our frames. So we've got stuff from Italy, France. We even have stuff that's designed here in Kentucky, our Kentucky Proud stuff. And that's a big part of who we are, is being a part of Kentucky, being a part of Appalachia, and really trying to elevate this area in so many ways. The most memorable moment I have, and probably the proudest moment I have, is when I had to tell a patient that their kid I gave them some news that they maybe didn't want to hear. And I had to talk to them about it. They had a lot of questions. It was a good conversation. It was productive, and we were able to talk about what it was going to look like in the future and all that. And then at the end of that conversation, the mom looked at me. She said, "You're just like your grandfather, and he had such a large impact on so many lives in this area. And my hope and pray is that you stay the person you are today, and that impact will be carried on for generations." That's a great memory. When I was called and told that I received this award, it was so reassuring to me that we were meant to be here, that what we'd done here in Appalachia was a good thing, that people had appreciated it, and that we were making a true positive impact on our community and our region. And this was just another thing that said, hey, this has been a job well done, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate what you've done, and I will always be grateful for that. And thank you for selecting Altman Eye Center as Small Business of the Year.
The award for Service Organization of the Year is given to a nonprofit organization that has shown great support to the citizens and families of Eastern Kentucky. The organization must strongly impact the region and serve its people. Their driving force is a dedication to philanthropy and has made an incredible impact on the community. This year, their efforts brought joy to more than 1,200 children through a heartwarming kids fishing tournament. Now it's the largest in Kentucky, and each child received a free fishing pole, food, t-shirts, and chances at more than $15,000 in prizes. But most importantly, they had a memorable experience. In addition to the tournaments they organized, they were instrumental in the development of the state's first wheelchair-accessible fishing boardwalk, and the organization epitomizes the spirit of giving and brightening the lives of children in need. Their mission, Fishing for Hope, is a testament to the dedication to making a positive difference for the lives of children in Eastern Kentucky. The award for Service Organization of the Year goes to Casting for Kids.
Yeah, hello, I'm Chris Ferguson. I'm chairman and tournament director for Casting for Kids. I'm co-founder. I call my daughter the founder because without my daughter, Faith Ferguson, Casting for Kids wouldn't be going. You know, she got her daddy stirred up, and I've been honored to be in the Shriners Hospital hallways for over 18 years with her. I became a Shriner 11 years ago, and our passion as a family stirred up me as the dad of, trying to, how do we give back? How do we raise money? What do we do? And this is how we got to this place, going on our 10th anniversary coming up. The boardwalk was structured this year. I went to two guys, one being our county judge, executive Mark McKenzie, and I said, Mark, I got an idea. And I said, I would love to see to where disabled kids has a place to fish. I fish professionally, and I said, I think we could change a lot of lives, get kids hooked on fishing more, get them off drugs, get them off alcohol. I said, this story could be put all over the state and then go to the nation of being the first boardwalk that we have in the country. And boy, did it ever hit a home run. Then next, I went to Dewey Bocook with Bocook Engineering. Dewey, he took the ideas and the views that Mark and I was telling and sharing with them. We put it on paper, and this is how we've got here. We got state money, thanks to all the state officials, local officials. They all went on board, just jumped in and made this dream a reality of giving back to kids in the community. This is my, pride and joy that I take most pride in. This is it. 1,232 kids come out here this year and fished. In 2023, we broke all the records. We're now nationally the biggest kids tournament in America. Right here in little old Pikeville, Kentucky. We get our reward to having those kids' day special. The one thing that sticks out in my mind is the first kids tournament I put on. There was a mom said that her little girl's got, she said her little girl's got more joy coming here than it did to Disney. It gets me every time. But that's why we do it. That's it. Yeah, from the bottom of my heart, from all of us or Cast for Kids Nation, thank you very much for selecting Casting for Kids for the Service Organization of the Year. We are very humbled. Thank you.
The award for Business of the Year is given to a business who has exemplified economic growth and expansion and improvement in the quality of life in the region, as well as being an active and engaged community partner. An East Kentucky institution since 1953 has been dedicated to enhancing the lives of more than 40,000 subscribers across Kentucky, Virginia, and West Virginia. Their commitment to improving digital connectivity and broadband services in the region is exemplified by a recent partnership with the City of Pikeville and soon the City of Prestonsburg, resulting in the provision of a gigabit fiber network to their residents. This forward-thinking company employs more than 165 individuals, contributing significantly to the region's economy. For their dedication to connecting and empowering the communities of Eastern Kentucky, the award for Business of the Year goes to Gearheart Communications.
Hi, my name is Heather Gearheart. I am Chief Legal Officer of Gearheart Communications and a third generation Gearheart of a family business. I'm also problem solver and counselor and any other thing that needs to be done because it is a family business. Gearheart Communications started as a telephone company almost 70 years ago, and we have grown from telephone to cable TV to TV and radio, now into broadband fiber. And so we are a company that provides telecommunications to Eastern Kentucky, parts of West Virginia, and Virginia. Very blessed that Pikeville City decided to take us on and allow us to be able to come into Pikeville and build fiber. We've done that in Coal Run. We've done that in several other places throughout our service area. Being able to provide fiber is just a different experience. You know, you started with dial-up to where you were listening to it, being able to now get instant service. And that's been something we've been able to watch grow since 1998 until now in 2023, having that fiber experience. And we're very blessed to be able to work with different cities on that, and also throughout our service area to be able to provide that to our customers. I'd have to say that my proudest moment are moments, and that would be working with my grandfather, working with my dad, my uncle, my brother, also being able to see our kids grow up, and during time off from school, whether it be high school or college, them coming in and helping out in our customer service down at our radio station, and just learning different parts of the company, but also being willing to come in and work hard from 8 to 4:30 along with our employees. Whether that's a wonderful thing, some people say, how can you do that? Do you all still get together on Christmas? Yes, we still get together on Christmas. We love each other. It doesn't mean that we're not like any other business people, but that's my proudest moment of being able to keep our family business going that my grandfather started, and being able to work with them and love them and love our community. Receiving this award is very special to us, and that it shows us that we are doing something right. We've got the respect of our peers, and we're moving in the right direction to help our community. And it's just very special to us to be able to continue a legacy that my grandfather started almost 70 years ago. Thank you for selecting Gearheart Communications as Business of the Year.
The award for Business Person of the Year is given to an individual who has demonstrated achievement in ownership, management of a business, or has made a significant contribution to the business environment in Eastern Kentucky. The recipient has demonstrated leadership in bringing about business growth and has an outstanding reputation and demonstrated the love for the region. Known for her high energy, she has been a driving force, tirelessly working to inspire and empower individuals and teams. Her efforts have been transformative, helping to reshape workplace cultures and highlighting the importance of personal growth. Through her commitment to coaching, teaching, and training, she has ignited a spark of motivation within the region, fostering a brighter future for all. For her passion for empowering individuals and organizations, she has dedicated her career to unlocking the potential within individuals and teams and driving them towards excellence. The award for Business Person of the Year goes to the communication trainer, Rachelle Burchett.
My name is Rachelle Burchett, and I'm the Chief Workforce and Marketing Officer at Big Sandy Community and Technical College, and also the CEO of the Communication Trainer. I also represent a support group called PAL, Parents of Addicted Loved Ones in Paintsville. I'm very passionate about our community and especially about workforce training and those in recovery. And somehow I've been able to blend them all together to do what I do best. I'm very passionate about the workforce and investing in the community by providing leadership training, sales training, customer service training, just about anything that you can imagine. It's important for me to see the investment in our employees and then watching those employees, the light go off about how they get it. The communication factor is instrumental and foundational in all the work that we do. Several years ago, when I started my business, I trademarked the line, "It's not personal, it's personality." And since then, I developed a personality profile. And to hear people say, to understand that it's not personal, it's personality, to teach these communication skills to people so people understand each other more clearly, it makes for a positive workforce culture. Advice that I would give someone starting out in business is believe in yourself. To surround yourself with people who will sharpen you and others who will allow you to sharpen them. As the old adage goes, it does take a village. It takes people in your corner all the time. Make sure you have the right people. Most importantly, find out what your purpose is, because then your passion will drive you forward. I've had the privilege of participating with Patent Leadership for the last couple of years. They've been able to tour our facility, and I've been able to give them a small little bit of our training about communication. Every member is active, engaged, and involved, and it's important to me to leave all of them with something like that. Doing that at Patent Leadership has also helped us reach further to other businesses and provide that same training for them. Being involved in the chamber, it's priceless because you get to connect and network with people of like minds. You're motivated, you're inspired, you're encouraged. It's a place to be if you're going to grow your business. When I was 12 years old, my dad got me a new Bible, and he wrote these words in it, and it's been something I have come to live by. He wrote, "We conquer by continuing." As a new business owner, you're going to face obstacles, but you need to look at them as opportunities. And I would say, don't ever quit. Keep going, because we can conquer by continuing. Thank you for selecting me as the Business Person of the Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just have a few more awards to give out tonight after our keynote speaker, so I encourage you to stick around. Don't forget, we're giving away $300. But ladies and gentlemen, please get ready to meet a true Kentucky legend. Hailing from the small town of Sandy Hook, our next speaker is a household name in the Bluegrass State. After leading the Morehead State Eagles as a starting point guard, he transitioned from the basketball court to the political arena at only 26 years old. Representing the 99th District for an impressive 33 years, he held the role of House Majority Leader for 13 years and Minority Floor Leader for 3 years, while also being 6 years as the Budget Chair for Transportation. Today, he continues to make waves across the state as the Senior Advisor for Governor Andy Beshear. Please join me in welcoming Rocky Atkins.
Well, let me first of all say what an honor it is to be here with all of you tonight and to be here at your awards night with the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored to be here, and congratulations to all who have been honored here tonight, received awards, and what a night to bring our region together with 400 people or so that are in this room. And I first of all want to compliment each of you for the work you do across our region, for everything you do to benefit our communities, for everything you do to work together not only in your own community but across our region with a regionalism approach to help each other. I am proud to be an Eastern Kentuckian. I am proud to be who I am. I'm proud to be from where I'm from. Most people say I'm from East Kentucky. Well, I am, but I live in East Kentucky. And I've never been more proud of our region to see how we bounce back, our resilience. Yes, the challenges we may have, but I celebrate the opportunities that lay before us. And because of the groundwork that you put forth every day, I'd just like to congratulate each of you for what you do across our region to make our region a better place. For those of you that don't know me, and I know a lot of people in this room tonight, I see faces that I've worked with for a long, long time. I have been honored to be in public service for many, many years of my life. Now 36 and a half years, 33 years in the Kentucky House, and now 3.5 years as the governor's senior advisor. And it's been a tremendous honor for me to have that opportunity and to work with each of you on different initiatives that we've had throughout our region, but the initiatives that we have today that's going to build that better region that we all deserve. The 36 and a half years that I've served in these different capacities, and I look at public service and I define it every day when I get up. Public service is defined by me of how we find a way to help somebody, how we unite people, how we lift people up, how we can work together, how we may have differences from time to time, but how we resolve those and how we move forward to really build that better future. But in my 36 and a half years, and I know Governor Patton's here tonight, and Judy, who I had the great honor of working with when I served in the House when Governor Patton and Judy were in the governor's mansion for those 8 years. These last 3.5 years, I think all of you would agree, have been challenging. They've been unusual, and they've been the most unprecedented challenges of my lifetime. And I see a lot of people in this room that have helped us get through these last 3.5 years, and I want to say thank you. I never thought 3 months into this governor's term in office, being elected governor, being 3 months in, walk in the office and say we have our first case of COVID here in Kentucky. And the governor looked at me and he said, "Rocky, I hired you as my senior advisor. What advice do you give on this?" I said, "Governor, there's no playbook for this." I said, "You're going to have to make hard decisions," but I said, "The decision you need to make is how we protect the people of Kentucky, protect the lives of Kentucky." And there's folks in this room tonight that without them, we could have not made it through this. And those people in this room tonight that I call our healthcare heroes, folks who put their own lives on the line to save our family members and our friends through a global pandemic. Let's give our healthcare heroes in this room and across Kentucky a big round of applause for their unbelievable work. And you know, when I felt like we were finally getting through a global pandemic, we had more devastation that faced us than we realized. We had the devastation of tornadoes in western Kentucky. I'll never forget when my phone rang that I leave on 24 hours a day. And I looked and I saw it was a state representative from West Kentucky, and it was 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 Central Time. And my wife Leah said, "There's something wrong." I answered the phone, and the state representative from Mayfield, Kentucky said, "Rocky, Mayfield's gone. I'm in the middle of town right now. I have to come out of town to be able to get cell service, but Mayfield's gone." I immediately called the governor, and he was already in the emergency command center, and the next morning on the ground. Lives lost of our fellow Kentuckians. But I'm happy to say to you here tonight that the governor presented the 100th key to the 100th home that was rebuilt and built new for those folks who are recovering and rebuilding from those tornadoes in West Kentucky. And they tell me every time I go that I want to thank the folks from East Kentucky who came here to help us. We worked through that, and I thought, well, what can happen next? Somebody in the office said that, and I said, "Don't say that." And the next call I got was a 2:30 a.m. call just a few months later. And it was from my friend over in Perry County, Chris Fugit. I answered the phone at 2:30 a.m. and Chris said, "Rocky, there's water in my yard and we've never had water before. It's dark, I don't know how bad it is, but we all knew the next morning. Devastating floods that hit our friends and our neighbors here in East Kentucky. Flooding like we've never seen, lives lost. And we're here today because of the help of folks just like you who are helping us not only recover, but helping us to rebuild and to bounce back better than we've ever been. And I'm happy to tell you here tonight, and I'm going to give you an update on that tonight, kind of where we are, because there's a lot of people in this room that dedicated their time. I mean, that gave it all they had. The resilience of the people in Eastern Kentucky, that backbone and courage that we have throughout these hills and mountains, is the pride that I carry with me every day of my life. And I'm happy to report, as I give you this update in just a little bit, where we stand, where we are. And I would have to say that this may be one of the toughest rebuilds in America's history. I'm being very serious with you. As we look at properties to get people out of the floodplain and get them on high ground and rebuild back model communities that our folks can build a future on here. But coming out of those challenges, the challenges of a lifetime, unprecedented for all of us, folks, I will have to tell you that Kentucky has come out on the other side. And we've come out in a way that is so encouraging that in 2021, we have seen in 2022 the greatest economic development announcements in the history of Kentucky. We are seeing record economic development progress and initiatives that have been announced that have produced record jobs all across Kentucky. More than 800 private sector locations and expansions throughout Kentucky that total $27 billion of investments from Pikeville to Paducah. The best 2 years of economic success in the history of Kentucky. The most jobs filled in Kentucky's history, the lowest unemployment rate in months, if you put them together, last year was the lowest for 12 months in Kentucky's history. The second and third best years for new wages. Spending remains strong in Kentucky, revenue to the state remains strong, and the future looks bright for this great Commonwealth of Kentucky as we have become the electric vehicle battery capital of the United States of America within a 2.5-year period. The largest budget surpluses ever recorded in Kentucky's history over the last 3 budgets, and Paul Patton, the largest rainy day account in Kentucky's history at $3.7 billion, which would tell me that we need to invest in public education, and we need to make sure our teachers are no longer ranked 44th in pay. If we want the workforce of the future, we need to pay our public employees as we move forward, especially in the education field. We also celebrated in tourism. 2022 was the biggest economic impact for tourism in Kentucky's history. Over $13 billion of economic impact across Kentucky, and we understand the impact that that has on our region of eastern Kentucky. So the economic success that we're seeing from the advanced industrial manufacturing sector, to the economy of the future, to the workforce of the future, to the technology of the future is picking Kentucky. Kentucky is the location because of the infrastructure we've built over the years that has put us in a position. And yes, the restructuring that happened under Governor Patton's administration when he created the Kentucky Community Technical College system along with our privates and our public universities to make sure that we could train a workforce for the industry and businesses that locate in Kentucky. And Governor Patton, that's paying off today. And thank you for your vision and what you did for Kentucky and what you're still doing today. Let's give Governor Patton and Judy a big round of applause. In this last budget, there was an initiative called the PDI program, the Project Development Initiative. $100 million in 2 different pools was recommended by the governor and yes, approved by the legislature. $100 million pool is for individual counties to apply for, to be able to get industrial sites ready to compete and locate industry within your community and within your region. Another $100 million pool for mega sites across Kentucky, to be able to get a company involved, an industry involved, and get the infrastructure to it, prepare the pad, do the site work, the things that have to be, get the power there, Kentucky Power, to make sure we can run these industries. The PDI program is paying off, and the governor will recommend that again in this upcoming budget to make sure that we continue that economic success, because we know that our communities, if they don't have the industrial sites to locate industries, then we know we can't compete in this thriving economy that's going on in Kentucky as we stand here tonight. I'm proud that the governor took a position that he normally doesn't take when he's called from Washington, D.C. But he was called from Washington, D.C., and he was asked to be the state co-chair of the Appalachian Regional Commission. And the governor looked at me and he said, Rocky, he said, what do you think that means to this administration if I take this position? And I said, well, Governor, it puts you in the driver's seat of being able to direct federal funds to our region to expand infrastructure, to create economic development opportunities, because the Appalachian Regional Commission has provided millions of dollars for our region. And with the governor being the state co-chair, it put him in a position to be at the front of that table, to be able to chair that. And the federal co-chair happened to be Gail Manchin from West Virginia. So at a time when you've got the state co-chair from Kentucky, the federal co-chair from West Virginia, could not be a better situation for this governor. And because of that, we just finished the Appalachian Regional Commission Conference in Ashland, Kentucky, where we had 13 states that came to Ashland. Many in this room were there. And we were able to show off our region. We were able to really celebrate our victories. Yes, talk about our challenges, but man, really talk about who we are and talk about the opportunities of what this region means and what it stands for. And yeah, we got to see a pretty good concert during that too. A little guy that lives down the road here that was raised in Keyes, Kentucky on US 23, a guy by the name of Tyler Childers, wasn't a bad show at all either. We enjoyed that. So over $118.6 million in ARC investments in our region, which leveraged more than another $107 million in additional investments. Millions more pending and on the way. At the SOAR conference, you're going to hear several really good initiatives and investments from the AMLR program, the AML Economic Development Revitalization. And I would tell you in early October when we have that meeting, when Governor Andy Beshear and Congressman Hal Rogers stand on stage and announce who those award winners were, you will see the positive investment that those dollars are going to have upon our region. Tonight, I want to compliment those who have invested in our region. And I want to compliment the infrastructure projects that have been announced and taking place, and some have had the ribbon cut. The governor made an announcement a couple of months ago that has really been a long time promise to the people of the mountains. The governor stood and he said, I'm going to be the governor that doesn't only announce, but finishes the 4-laning of the Mountain Parkway from Prestonsburg, Kentucky to Winchester, Kentucky. And I'm happy to tell you tonight that talk is cheap. But when you walk the walk and you provide the dollars to make sure that the project happens, that's not talk, that's action. I can tell you that as I stand here tonight, that every section of the Mountain Parkway is either completed, under construction, or under contract. And this last contract that was just let from Sagersville to Prestonsburg is a $350 million investment. And that award was given and earned by a company that is an East Kentucky company that works East Kentucky people that pay Kentucky taxes. A company that knows how to build roads. BZAC won that award to build that road. We just got through cutting the ribbon on a road with a person that I had dinner with here tonight. We cut the ribbon on the road called Minnie to Harold. She looked at me and said, that road cuts off approximately 20 minutes a day for me to get to my work and to get back home. 20 minutes one way, 20 minutes the other, that she can spend with her family. Minnie to Harold. When I first went to Frankfort, Kentucky, I was 26 years old, elected on my birthday. And when I went there, Greg Stumbo was the majority leader that represented that area. And all I heard when I first got to Frankfort was something called Harold to Minnie, Harold to Minnie, Harold to Minnie. I thought Greg Stumbo's name was Harold Minnie. I didn't know it was Greg Stumbo. But finally we cut the ribbon. A promise made and a promise kept. A road that's going to make a difference, along with the Mountain Parkway and 461 that was mentioned up here tonight. Improving infrastructure of our region is critical. Bridges that's been replaced because of flooding, the improvements that we're seeing. And I want to give a flood progress update while I'm up here tonight. Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief, which raised over $13.2 million from more than 41,500 donations. Give yourself a big round of applause. Many of you sit in this room here tonight. This money is to help our families recover, and not only recover, but rebuild. $212.7 million in the Eastern Kentucky State Aid funding for emergencies. That was a special session that was called. The special session only lasted the required time to get a special session and a bill passed. There wasn't any controversy. There wasn't any partisan politics. It was a session called by the governor, an allotment of money that he recommended and passed by the General Assembly to come back and help our region to start rebuilding. We also have announced funding for infrastructure for housing developments in both Perry and Letcher counties following this flooding. $4.4 million in ARC funds that will bring water and sewer service to the Skyview housing development, which will provide over 153 homes for flood survivors in Perry County. Nearly $1 million in ARC funds to extend utilities to new homes in Letcher County to support families affected. We've announced high ground communities in Letcher, Perry, and Knott County. And let me make real clear that you all understand what high ground development is. High ground are those mountaintop mine sites that were mined over the generations. And now those properties being put back into use to help us rebuild and recover from the flooding that happened over a year ago. These properties, the cottages at Thompson Branch in Letcher, Skyview in Perry, Chestnut Ridge in Knott, and Olive Branch in Knott County as well. Those properties are ready to move forward. We're waiting on the NEPA study, the environmental study, to be finished by HUD, where we've already been awarded $300 million to start building these communities, along with schools and libraries and parks, a place for our communities to grow and prosper in the future. The governor's made it very clear. He said, we're not here for the short term, we're here for the long term, until we rebuild every life in every home and bring our region back on its feet. And that commitment still remains today. We've replaced over 49 bridges and repaired 42. I want to talk about local investments for just a second. And I'm proud to say that through the governor's recommendation to the General Assembly in the last session, really 2 sessions, $500 million, $500 million have been approved to improve, to revitalize infrastructure throughout Kentucky. A good portion of that $500 million has come back to our region. And they've come back, Jerry, on an agreement from mayors to county judges that we've said, you all make the decision of the allotment of money you get where we expand water or upgrade wastewater treatment plants or expand those lines. Well, I can tell you that this program, Paul, that you started when you were governor, and you had a 2020 plan to get city water to every resident across the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And we have practically done that. And this $500 million that was approved by the General Assembly, recommended by the governor, is getting water, city water, to the head of hollers, to people who have never had city water in their life, and to renovate and to expand the infrastructure of our region and across Kentucky. Those investments are critical to the people that we all care about and we all represent. All 120 counties have received discretionary funding from the Transportation Cabinet for roadway improvements. $245 million to build and renovate career and technical education schools at our high schools. And much of this $250 million is coming back to Eastern Kentucky. Matter of fact, next Tuesday we will be here in Pike County. and we'll be up at the old Millard High School with the governor. And we'll be breaking ground on a $12.5 million new career and technical education center for those high school kids in the Pike County schools. But that program and that building goes much further than that. And I'm going to tell you, this will be a national model. Mark it down. I predict it here tonight. Not only is that going to train and educate our skilled trades that we need, from healthcare to welding to diesel mechanics to carpentry, whatever it may be, robotics, the whole deal. This facility is being built where there is an addiction recovery center, where those who are in addiction recovery will be able to use that facility as well as they go through their recovery period and time. They'll be able to use that facility and be able to get a training to be highly skilled and highly educated, highly trained in a certain profession, that when they finish that recovery and come out of there back into society, they can get a job. They can provide for their family. And the recidivism rate there, you know, is much lower when somebody has the pride of a job, puts food on the table, knows tomorrow they've got a job and they've got a training. So this next Tuesday will be a special day for Pike County and a special day for this region, and I look forward to it. Under infrastructure investment as well, I know we had some award winners up here tonight that are expanding fiber and high-speed internet to homes across our region. I'm happy to announce the 2 largest state investments in high-speed internet expansion in our history, and we secured a federal grant of $1.1 billion on top of that. $300 million out of ARPA funds was approved by the General Assembly. Another $300 million has come from the private sector. $600 million that have been awarded out across Kentucky to get high-speed internet to every home across Kentucky. After that, the $1.1 billion grant from the federal government was announced out of the infrastructure bill, the federal infrastructure bill. We'll take that $1.1 billion, have the next round of RFPs, and $1.1 billion that will be matched from the private sector. $2.2 billion to hit on the ground. I'm going to tell you this right now. This will be the governor, and this will be the administration that gets high-speed internet to every business and every home across Kentucky, whether you live in an urban area or you live in a head of a holler. Our folks have earned it, and they deserve it. I mentioned recovery just a minute ago. And Kentucky was one of only 8 states nationwide to see significant decrease in overdose-related deaths last year. And we increased treatment beds by 50%, the greatest increase in America. And I want to compliment those in this crowd that have done the hard work, that have attacked this issue, that have attacked all of our families, friends, our neighbors, and that is this disease called addiction. But the work that Kentucky's doing and many folks that are in it, I want to compliment you here tonight and thank you for the good work that you've done. We're going to continue to invest in this region. The governor is going to continue to be focused on this region. When he has a senior advisor that lives in eastern Kentucky, I go in his office every morning and I turn his chair toward the east. And we make sure that we talk about not only the issues of our region, but we talk about the opportunities. We have been here during the tough times of devastation of flooding. We've been here during the tough times, but we've also been here to celebrate with you. And we're going to do that as we move into the future. Folks, I'm going to tell you something. I'm excited about our region. I mean, I really am. I'm excited about our region. I'm excited about who we are. I'm excited about how we are built. I'm excited about our resilience. I'm excited about the investments that we've made over the years to put ourselves in a position in this thriving economy, well positioned for the future. Sitting here with the Mountain Parkway getting ready to be completed, a mini Darrell, a 461, all this traffic traveling out of the Carolinas, up into the north, into Kentucky, auto assembly, electric vehicle batteries, Carolinas and Kentucky, and locating right in the middle of all that activity. It excites me. And folks, I will tell you this, and I mean this with every fiber in my body. Our people have earned it, and our people deserve it. The folks of this region helped build America. The little communities that were flooded, or the little communities where the coal camps were that mined the coal that helped build America. The folks that you know that went back in them coal mines and mined the coal that has provided the energy to help us win 2 wars, that helped create the Industrial Revolution of America, that created the strongest middle class ever known to the world. It's our region that helped make that happen, from the coal that was mined that provided the energy, the low-cost energy to help make that happen. And folks, now I think it's America's time. It's America's time to help us diversify, rebuild the opportunities and the hope that our people need and deserve. Well, I can tell you, as long as I have a seat at the table, Eastern Kentucky is going to have a seat at the table as well. We're going to continue to work with you locally on the ground and in the trenches. We don't need to be telling you what to do from Frankfort. We need your game plan for us to tell us how to rebuild your communities, rebuild your region, and the region that I love and the region that I live in. You know, folks, I'm a casualty of the coal industry. I walked out the door one day with 1,700 people. So I've lived it and I've tasted it. And the reason I still get up every morning in this thing that we call public service, trying to make a difference, I get up every morning because we have an opportunity right now to rebuild our region that we all love, to bring back that hope, to bring back that opportunity, to bring that prosperity that our people so much have earned. So I'm honored to be here with you tonight. And I want to let you all know that if any way that I can be of help to any initiative that you have going on, please do not hesitate to call. Rocky.Adkins@ky.gov. 606, the greatest area code in the world, 922-0728. That's my cell number. I invite you to call. I'm fired up and ready to go for our region, and I hope you are too. This fight's worth fighting. This fight's worth fighting. I'm in it to win it. I hope you are too. Thank you all for having me tonight.
I'm going to take a quick moment to recognize a few more of our sponsors for tonight. Our silver sponsors: Addiction Recovery Care, Big Sandy Community and Technical College, Big Sandy Healthcare, Brandon Productions, Citizens Bank of Kentucky, the City of Pikeville, Coca-Cola Bottling Consolidated, Jigsaw Enterprises, Maverick Insurance Group, OVP Health, People's Bank, and SOAR. Round of applause. Let's also thank our bronze sponsors: Altman Eye Center, Appalachian News Express, Bluegrass Care Navigators, Breaks Interstate Park, Double Quick, Eastern Telephone and Technologies, Elliott Supply and Glass, First State Bank, Hutch Auto Group, One East Kentucky, Red, Brown & Williams Real Estate Services, Stockton Mortgage, The Benefits Firm, Truist, and the Unisign Corporation. Tonight we've had 41 great sponsors to help make this a great event, and I thank you again for your support.
The title of East Kentucky Ambassador was established in 1991 in memory of Junior Williamson. It commemorates his legacy as a genuine advocate, effectively promoting a positive image of Eastern Kentucky. This honor is bestowed upon individuals who exemplify the essence of an ambassador, actively representing and championing Eastern Kentucky with the region and across the Commonwealth. As a man who wears many hats in his small town, mayor, historical society president, chairman of a regional nonprofit, a retired teacher and coach, he exemplifies an extraordinary commitment to his community. His decade-long dedication to realizing the dream of the Mountain Sports Hall of Fame and the Wayland High School gymnasium renovation reflects his passion and tireless efforts. Covering more than 40 counties, his work is boosting tourism. His selflessness also shines through in times of adversity as he prioritized the well-being of his fellow residents during the devastating floods of July of 2022. For his contagious example of community leadership and service, this year's Junior Williamson East Kentucky Ambassador is Mayor of Wayland, Jerry Fultz.
My name is Jerry Fultz, currently the mayor of the city of Wayland, elected probably in 2010, I think was the first time. I'm in my fourth term as mayor, but better than that, I'm a longtime resident of Wayland. We're moving here in 1955, so this is home, not just as mayor, but home. What I found back probably 10 years ago, there was the formation of a basketball Hall of Fame located today in Elizabethtown. And a good friend of mine who really was a big part of the founding of that Basketball Hall of Fame, he mailed me a list of names that I would have assumed were in the Hall of Fame. And he said, none of these guys are in the Hall of Fame, in the High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame. And I was shocked. But all of that together prompted me to say, well, how many athletes are out there that didn't get recognized, that should be recognized and remembered for their accomplishments and their achievements? And as we dug into it, we found that there were many. There were many. From that idea sprang the Mountain Sports Hall of Fame. All of these things in sports is part of our community development, but it's also driving us economically. We have tour buses and so on, and we're building on that. It's a piece that we're building. We're trying to repurpose a coal camp. And there's a lot of different activities that have taken place over the years that have given us life beyond what we would have had we done nothing. The flooding that occurred over a year ago probably was the most devastating, hurtful, painful event that I've ever experienced. But the devastation of that flood has brought a reality to me that we have to do something different. As we move forward, we need to be planning, where do we go? If these people had a chance to move to an area in the Wayland area that's out of the water and comparable housing, I think they would, but they don't have that. So we're not only losing them from Wayland, many of them are leaving the county. Many of them are leaving the region. Now we do have, with the governor's involvement, with a couple of faith-based groups coming in, we do have some land out of the water that we hope to build in the coming year, 12, 15, 20 homes that will be available for those impacted by flooding. That's something that's moving forward, and it's going to happen. So, there's hope there. Thank you for selecting me as the Junior Williamson Ambassador of the Year. Great honor, and I am humbled. Thank you.
The Lon B. and Mary Evelyn Rogers Lifetime Achievement Award is given to an Eastern Kentuckian who has spent years of their life striving to make the region a better place. Someone who has a strong love for our people and has made a significant impact creating change and progress throughout the region. A steadfast presence in our community, leaving a profound impact through both business and public service endeavors. From volunteering with multiple nonprofits to his current role as the president of a communications and technology company, his leadership has played a vital role in advancing the digital economy and Kentucky Wired, a statewide fiber optic network. for the lasting impacts he has left on the region, including the 606 area code, and for the work he's done to make Eastern Kentucky a great, better connected place to live. Recognition for the Lon B. and Mary Evelyn Rogers Lifetime Achievement goes to Darrell Maynard, President of Eastern Telephone Technologies.
So I'm Darrell Maynard, President of Eastern Telephone Technologies here in Pikeville, Kentucky. I started my technology interest when I was a teenager in Michigan. And the fact is, it led me to wanting to go to study electrical engineering at Michigan Technological University in Michigan. I moved from Michigan to Kentucky in 1975 and started working wiring houses and residential construction. And after that, it got to be more commercial based. So I was in commercial construction for a while, wiring mostly. But my interest kept going beyond just electrical. And so I started Eastern Telephone and Technologies in 1984 to sort of get into the telephone and computer part of the business. It's an honor, and I'm humbled to be selected for this award, knowing all of the previous award recipients. It's amazing that I was even considered for this. You know, my dad, he would have said, actually, why would you get such an award for just doing what you're supposed to be doing anyways? So that's all I've done in this life. And my mom, she was one of those who guided me. She was my guidepost for to do good in life and trying to help the community and love the family and friends that are within the community. So, well, one of the things that I really glad I sort of took on was back in the day when there were only two area codes in Kentucky, 502 and 606. And the Public Service Commission needed to make more numbers available to people, so they expanded Western Kentucky to be 502 and 270. And so here I am going, you know what, 606 should remain in Eastern Kentucky. And we started making some calls, and actually the Lexington Herald called me, and so did Public Service Commission. And I gave them the explanation why we should do that. And Paul Patton was Lieutenant Governor at the time as well. And so next thing you know, Lexington gets a new area code, and we get to keep 606. So they got something that was relevant to them. And as you noticed lately, we've been really proud of our 606. And I am so glad that we work to keep 606 area code. Thank you for selecting me for this year's Lon B. and Mary Evelyn Rogers Lifetime Achievement Award.
So since 1989, the Chamber has recognized now more than 270 businesses, organizations, community leaders, and individuals. We're so blessed to live in a great place where so many organizations and individuals just like Darrell make every day a better place. So congratulations to all of our honorees. Thank you to all of our sponsors tonight, and thank you all for being here with us tonight. Please join me in one more great round of applause for everyone. A special thank you, especially to Pikeville Medical Center, Appalachian Regional Healthcare, Appalachian Wireless, Community Trust Bank, Mountaintop Media, the University of Pikeville, and Walters Auto Group for being our top sponsors tonight. A special thank you to Jeremy Justice up here filming right now for all the great videos you saw tonight. Thank you to Scott and Melissa from Signs of Appalachia for doing all of our awards. Susan with Above and Beyond for all the great decorations in the room. Jeff and his team with Brandon Productions. Larry, Wes, Jen, Chris, Peyton, Tony, and everybody here at the arena. I think tonight's been a pretty great event. Let's give them all a round of applause.